Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl. I'm not sure if you heard that big sigh, but that's my dog Radcliffe. Radcliffe is sitting up on the couch with me because he's a good boy. He's a little spoiled good boy. But he's here to help me film this video. Well, not really. He's just going to chill out while I will share this video. But anyway, I want to talk about winter storm preparedness, and specifically I want to share with you a emergency car kit I put together for my family when I was up in Buffalo this past Christmas. Now I live in Southwest Florida, where we're very familiar with storms and understand the importance of preparing for storms, because you don't know when a storm or an emergency might happen. Sure, in Florida we have hurricane season, and I've gone through several tropical storms and hurricanes, most recently with Hurricane Ian in September of 2022. And my family's from Buffalo. Most of my family still lives up there. So I drove up there for Christmas in 2022, which was last month. And I planned my trip to arrive prior to the storm rolling in. I was keeping an eye on the weather that week, making sure it was safe. If it was not going to be safe, and if I wouldn't have been able to do it, I would have canceled my plans, even though I would have been really disappointed. But I made sure that I had supplies in my car heading up there in the event I was stuck somewhere in the snow. Thank goodness that didn't happen. But after the storm was cleared, I went out to Walmart and I picked up some items to put together these emergency car kits for my family. So this is what it looks like. Now, this is not the be-all, end-all items for a car kit. I will recommend some additional items that if I was still living up north as to what I would put into my winter emergency car kit. But this is a good base point for my family to get started. And actually this one is for a friend I'll be sending to her. And I will also let you know 2 items that I actually had to order from Amazon once I got back. So I'll be sending those items up to my family. But I'll show you, basically you'll just get the idea as to what to put in your kit. So let's get started with socks. Dry socks. When I was a kid growing up, my mom always suggested giving socks as gifts for my friends, and I thought that was kind of hokey, but I really appreciate a good pair of socks now. But it's important to keep your feet dry and warm in the event you are stranded somewhere. So I included a pair of dry socks. Obviously they're dry. I want to give them wet socks. Snacks. So I included some trail mix. This has like, peanuts and chocolate and raisins. So this is going to be your high energy and your protein. And then some animal crackers, just to have some snacks in the car and handy. I included Capri Sun juice. This is more sugar. It's also hydration. I also recommend at least a bottle of water. In Florida, we plan for a gallon of water a day per person or pet in the event of a hurricane. But, hopefully unfortunately, if you are stuck in your car, that a bottle of water would get you through. But, yeah, I got some Capri Sun here for that sugar. Let's see here. Hand warmers. I actually purchased hand warmers here in Florida before I made the trip up north, and I'm glad I did. My heating system is a little bit wonky in my car, and when I started going through West Virginia in the mountains and then making my way through Pennsylvania and up into New York, but my feet were so cold, and I think, well, because my heat wasn't necessarily working properly, and my foot was just on the bottom of the car there by the pedal, and it felt cold. It felt numb, actually, or one of my feet did. So I did stick hand warmers in both of the bottoms of my shoes. It did feel a little weird, but my feet were warm and I didn't get frostbite. So hand warmers, though, very important, I think, to have in your emergency winter car kit, just because it's providing warmth to you. you know, preventing that frostbite, heaven forbid. And also, you make sure you have gloves or mittens in your car. Mittens are better because you can use that body heat with your hands, you know, inside the mitten versus the glove, because with the gloves, you know, your fingers are all individually wrapped. Or what I like, and I have a pair, I actually got them for $4. It's a pair of Realtree gloves that I got at Walmart in clearance last summer. But they're fingerless gloves, but then they have a mitten cover over them. So I think that I really like that because I could keep my fingers warm together when they were covered by the glove there. Now, I had to order this off Amazon. I'll be sending this up to my family, but this is a foil mylar rescue blanket or the NASA blanket. You know, they're thin, but these are going to help you stay warm by capturing your body heat. So if you've never seen one, let's open it up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this back folded properly. It's like a map. But yeah, this is going to help keep you warm in the event you are stuck in the snow in your car. Right, Red? And also in your home as well. I'm going to fold that later. You know, there's so many deaths from the blizzard up in Buffalo. And, you know, some people froze in their house. I can't even imagine that. I mean, sorry, my dog's here. It was just so sad. And I think maybe if they had something like this, like a Mylar blanket, or if they had some survival skills, maybe that would have helped them weather it out. But it's just so tragic. So sad. But, you know, definitely look for one of those blankets for your emergency kit. And I put some wet ones in there, just, you know, for some hygiene. Also recommend a little first aid kit, Band-Aids, antibiotics. What else is alcohol wipes? You know, if you're requires special medication, put some of that medication inside your first aid kit, inside your winter emergency car kit. So include wet ones. And then finally, I also ordered this off Amazon, little flashlight. Let's see if I can get it going. Yep, there we go. In the wintertime, it gets darker early, right? So heaven forbid you are stuck in your car. If your battery's not working, at least you have some little light. And this happens to be a keychain. And I did order this off Amazon. I think it was a 10-pack or so. So that's some good light. But what else would I put into emergency winter car kit? I would put in a little battery for your phone. I will put that in the kit. If your kit is really big, and I did look into this because I thought I might have some, but I didn't. Cat litter. Throw in a bag of clay cat litter in the back of your car because that's going to help you get out in theory, because it's going to provide some traction if you're stuck on ice or snow or something. A shovel. I know that's kind of lumpy, but maybe they make foldable shovels. I bought an ice scraper off Amazon before I left, and I'm glad I did because I did use it up there, but I also used it down here in Florida this week. I scraped off enough that it looked like it was snow on my windshield. But I've definitely put those items in your emergency car kit. What else? You know, tell me, what else would you put into your winter car emergency kit? I know I'm missing some items. You could put flares in there as well. Jumper cables. Do you have those? I have, knock on wood, I haven't had this issue in a long time, but for a year, 3 times in a year, I got flat tires. So I have an air pump in my car that I just plug into the cigarette lighter, and I can fill up my tire at least to get me to the closest station. Now, I'm also a AAA member, so AAA will tow me up to 100 miles, which is great, but AAA isn't necessarily around all the time. But, you know, there are other items that you could put into your emergency car kit. This kit that I put together for my family, it's just to get them started. And I think it is a good start for them. Heaven forbid they do get stuck somewhere. I will put some links in my description of other resources as to how to put your kit together and what you can include. But I'd like to hear what you would put into your kit. So that's all I have to say for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you next time, and be safe and have an awesome day. Bye. Me again. I just want to show you the fingerless gloves I was mentioning from Realtree. You probably can't find them for $4 again, but this was a great find. And I just love these. I have some isotoner gloves and mittens, but these have become my favorite. Yeah, sure, they're for hunting, but they're good for walking the dog or scraping off the ice or whatever you need to do outside. But, yep. All right, bye.